Welcome back, YouTube. This is a complete change of pace. These are the two home vehicles, starting first with my wife's Lexus. This is basically how quickly and how cheaply can we get these done. This is not what I would do at all for a paying client, customer, what have you. But for our home vehicles, this is pretty much just how quick can we get this done and how cheaply. So this is the pre-game inspection, so to speak. And there's not a lot of editing in this video also. It's kind of just a quick little demo of what I did. So this is undressed. Again, normally I would cut out the part where I'm going to get other tools. But hey, for this one, we're just going to kind of let you see that in real time. Scrubbing tires. This was actually my wife's biggest request, is like, can you please get to wheels and tires? So brake buster, this is pretty heavily watered down. You'll see by the way it behaves right there. It's probably closer to a 50-50 mix, but it's fine. Which means it doesn't dwell very long, doesn't hang around. Two little brushes. I was in such a hurry to do this, I actually missed one of the lug nuts. But hey, 4 out of 5 isn't bad. That's still an 80%. And then we're just getting the face of these. This is not sped up at all. And then I usually watch all this once as I'm editing or right after I edit. And it's funny because I thought like, hey, you forgot to rinse, but there's a strategy here. So I'm basically doing everything I can do without water on because I'm at a DIY car wash. If you didn't already notice that, pick up on that. That's okay. So we're going to try to do everything we can do without water on first. And yes, I brought my wheel stuff. Nobody complained. I wasn't there that long. You can tell my pace is pretty quick here. And so we finish up with this wheel. And I should have done this in a different order. I'll talk more about that here in a second. It's not the end of the world, but getting the faces of the wheels. This one really is looking for better, but not perfect. Quick little brush around the clock here. I ram into a brake. Yeah, right there. Into one of the brakes at one point. And this is the pre-wash. This is the crystal wash by P&S. I should have done this first and let it set up that whole time. It's probably 60 degrees out. I know I feel like I say that on every video, but if I were watching this, I'd be like, you're going to leave that on for that long? I promise it's not going to dry up. So this is the pre-wash. Did not do any form of contact wash. And again, I would not do this on somebody else's vehicle, meaning somebody who paid me money, but our vehicles are both heavily ceramic coated, which you're going to see here in a little bit. We're about 1 year into P&S Stout. So by this point, I've done all 4 wheels and tires. I have sprayed the entire vehicle with the crystal wash. And now I'm literally just going to rinse. And you can see how good the water behavior is. It's still very, very strong. So this is why you have vehicles ceramic coated. This is literally why. Just making sure we've gotten everything off. There are a few spots where I stick around for a little bit because I can tell I didn't quite get everything off like I wanted, so then you just kind of stay in that area a little bit longer. But hopefully you can tell on this video the water behavior is pretty ideal. This is the larger of the 2 vehicles, and it felt like I was right at the risk of running out of time on my 3 minutes for $3 timer. So spoiler alert, I was able to clean both vehicles for a total of $6. And I could have done this at home, but it's like, man, didn't want to get the equipment out. I literally just wanted to bring a bucket, do a few things, rinse this off, dry it, call it good. So our 3 minutes is almost up on this one. I'm just going back and hitting things, making sure we got everything rinsed off. Just double checking the wheels again. Front had a few bugs, nothing too bad. And that's the 3 minutes. That's what you get for $3. That's not edited down either. So this is now checking out the paint after all that. And I think it's been dried at this point. Yeah, it's been dried. So is it perfect? No. But as far as doing this quickly and efficiently, and please don't use the brush on your paint. Oh, it kills me inside. I saw like 4 people do this while I was there, and it took everything I had to not go tell them that that brush is for wheels and tires only. And if you have certain kinds of wheels, it might only be for tires. So here I'm going back and just drying and making sure there's no residue left on these wheels. And it's not perfect. But again, as far as like a quick, efficient way to do this, this seemed to work pretty well. And then we're going to be applying tire dressing. Again, this is not heavily edited. It's really not. And I gave you almost the entire process. So this is not a lot of time. This is why taking vehicles to car washes just like baffles my mind. Because if you set yourself up and you either get your vehicle ceramic coated or do it yourself, then you're cutting down on time and you're not going to scratch the heck out of your paint or have super gnarly chemicals on it. And then this is the tire dressing. And that's not bad. It's not a bad product there for, again, such a quick process. My tire applicator is kind of shredded. And this is now the final walk around. It's not bad considering how quickly this happened. And then, oh, and we're still working on the brush. No, just no. And now it's time for my vehicle. So this is my little car. This is the pre-game inspection here. It's not in amazing shape. It's got some water spots there from things sitting on it. It's got a lot of bird evidence right there on the passenger side door. Yuck. It does not have a ton of film though. It doesn't have a lot of dirt. It's mostly just water spots more than anything else. And then for the pre-spray, remember I did this in a different order. I sped this up. I figured, hey, 2 times is probably good. So we're going to get a good amount of crystal wash acid on that part of it. And then I'm going to go around, and my little car, you can pretty well get around quickly on this because there's not a lot of surface area. So the pre-wash acid. And this one I did before the wheels, so I said I should have done that on the other one. This one I did it in that order, and I think it worked out better. So write that down somewhere. And we're getting all the good coverage, switching hands because squeezing that bottle like 300 times is not fun. So left hand kind of helps that cause sometimes. And then it's time for wheels and tires. This is the saddest thing. Look at that giant tear in the time and space continuum in my tire. And I notice it right about there. And I'm like, wait, what? Really? Am I seeing that? Am I in denial? If I scrub hard enough, does it just go away? It's really sad. Luckily, these are run flat tires. So my tire pressure warning didn't even come on or anything. But I'm going to get to buy a new tire very soon. Pirelli P0 run flats. So that'll be about $330 something a tire. These wheels were ceramic coated at one point, probably like a year ago. They're not holding up as strong as the ceramic that I did on the paint, but they're still relatively easy to clean. The spoke pattern makes it super easy to get that brush in, minus the Brembro brake. Probably not even pronouncing that right. And so now it's time for pressure washing. And you'll see some pretty excellent water behavior here as well. Again, this is a year into this ceramic coating that's supposed to be good for 5-ish. But I literally didn't even touch this. Same with the other vehicle. Pre-spray, let that set up for a while, and then just rinse it off. Wouldn't recommend that for every single vehicle, but again, with the ceramic coating and the fact that this one's not terrible. And the other vehicle, it felt like I barely had enough time. This one feels like I rinsed the whole vehicle twice because you can just get everything done so quickly. So making sure wheels and tires get cleaned off. So sad about that tire. I knew I was about due for tires anyway, but to see that was not a surprise that I wanted today. And then you can see that bird evidence kind of is gone, and I didn't even spend that much time on it, honestly. Crazy good water behavior. At this point, I'm kind of already done, but hey, I still have a bunch of time on the machine, so I'm going to go back and check again, give you a shot of the water behavior on the hood there. Paying attention to that kind of stuff tells you what needs to be done and what kind of shape your vehicle is in. So highly recommend paying close attention to those kind of signs. And that water is just running off there. Again, I went around this entire vehicle twice for $3. And there we're out of time. And so now this is after drying. This is kind of the finished product. I didn't do any tire dressing on this one, just 'cause. And that's about it. Thanks for watching.